Well, we faced him several times, but regardless, it's the last time we'll face him in this game, or this part of the game. Because, hey, this is only episode 1, we still have episode 2 to go through. And I like how they're just kind of waving their arms around, like, oh, how dare you defeat me, Sonic, I'm gonna go up into space, and Okay. And now we have the final stage of the game, Egg Station, which is basically the Death Egg 2. Well, it's the Death Egg, but not quite. It's not called that. It's called the Egg Station, obviously, but it basically works the same way, or a similar way to the Death Egg in Sonic 2, where you had you had a boss. You had a Silver Sonic boss, and then you fought the Death Egg robot. In this game, you don't have a Silver Sonic fight, but you do have a bunch of Eggman bosses. It's basically a boss rush. So you have all the bosses from the game, and you're facing them all again. But they don't have as much health this time around. So, but I don't hate the idea of boss rushes, but I don't really know, like, because I know they did it with Advance 1, I believe. I haven't played that, but I'm pretty sure they did. They did it with Sonic Advance, or one of the Advance games, and they made it a boss rush. The difference with that, though, is that they included bosses from games that weren't included in Advance. Like, they were all bosses that you didn't face in the game already. So it made it different, so you weren't doing the same, like, you weren't doing something that you already did before in the game. But this, we're doing the same, we're fighting the exact same bosses again, and they're not really that different, if at all, really. So, you just have to, again, get to him. So, he's a little bit more, like, these pillars do go back in a lot sooner, but besides that, though, this is basically the same thing. And I died. There is an achievement or trophy, though, in this level that basically what you have to do is just, like, get through the entire level without taking one hit, without taking any hits. And good luck trying to do that, because the final boss is really nothing to scoff at. Alright, so he should be done soon. And there we go. I do like the Earth in the background. That looks really cool, I'd say. Like, I just want to say, the graphics in this game, or the aesthetics, or whatever, however you want to call them, they're actually pretty decently designed for this game. Like, just the models could be a little bit better. Like, when Sonic's in his full running animation, it just looks, for me, to me at least, it just looks like he's kind of slouching, and it doesn't really look that natural to me. And Eggman here kind of looks like he's just kind of lying back, not really caring about what's going on. Like, the models could be a little bit better, but in terms of like the aesthetic design for the zones, I think it's actually pretty decent. Like, just seeing the Earth back there, that looks pretty nice. Because in Sonic 2, it was just like, it was really, like, just meh looking. Anyways, though, we have this Death Egg robot once again. You're back from Sonic 2. So basically, since you have the homing attack, it makes it a lot easier to rack up more damage on this guy. And he doesn't, like, always have his arms up. this time around, and that attack is a lot less deadly than it was in Sonic 2, so you're gonna be having a much easier time with this guy. So, well, for this part anyway, and also because you have rings. But yeah, this isn't it though. This isn't what the final boss purely is. And also, I just want to say this boss theme freaking sucks. Like, I will defend Sonic 4's soundtrack. However, I won't defend the boss themes. They're just okay. The Pinch theme is decent, I guess, but it's not good enough to serve as a boss rush theme. And this is the worst final boss theme okay, maybe not the worst I've heard, but it's definitely up there. So let's just keep ramming this guy. So basically what you have to do, as you can see, is wait for him to shoot out his missile and then hit it back at him. And interesting thing to note though is that if you hit the missile when it's like in the air, it's gonna go rocketing straight to the Death Egg robot. But if you let it land, it's gonna take 3 hits for you to do that. So you want to be careful, or you want to be careful, or you want to be quick and reckless. Okay, so you should be dead soon. You'd be able to tell when he's on his last hit, and I'll mention that when we get to it. When he's almost dead though, he shoots out all these little pellets at you, and also get the ring. Okay, and also the laser. And okay, when he stops flashing, that means that he's on his next phase. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is that the target is gonna go well, not really haywire, but go crazy, and then this will happen, and then you have to destroy him. What I suggest doing for that is don't go near the target. Go a decent amount of distance away from him. Jump when he lands, and then do a homing attack. That's basically your safest bet. But yeah, we've beaten Sonic 4 Episode 1. I don't know why we're getting a life at the end of the game, because we're not going to need it. But yeah. One thing about this ending sequence though is that you can actually control this. I can actually control when Sonic jumps. I can't control his movement, like how fast he's going or anything like that, but yeah, you can control like his jumping and all that. And if you get all the rings, which I've never ever done, Sonic will turn into Super Sonic in this ending, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, final thoughts of Sonic 4, well, for Episode 1 I should say. It's an okay game, like it doesn't do anything spectacular, but I enjoy it enough for the idea of it being a HD remastering of certain zones from the classic games. In this game's case, Sonic's 1 and 2. And the level design, it works fun enough. Like, it definitely doesn't hold a candle to the classic games, in my opinion. However, it still does its job fine enough, and I do find myself enjoying this game a decent amount every time I pick it up. Like I said, it's definitely one of the worst. I don't like saying worst because that makes it sound bad, but it's definitely one of my least favorite 2D Sonic games that I've played. Keep that in mind. I haven't played every 2D Sonic game. I still need to play the Advanced Trilogy. I still need to play Rush and Rush Adventure. But in terms of what I've played currently, this is definitely up there as one of my least favorite 2D Sonics. But that's not... Well, I say least favorite, but it doesn't mean I dislike it. It's an okay game, but I don't think it's like bad or anything like that. Like the physics, I didn't really care about that back when I first played it, and it's still I can understand now playing it today why people would like talk about the physics being off and all that, because they are. But I don't think it makes the game terrible. Like, it definitely makes the game less enjoyable than the classics. Like, being able to build up so much speed in the classics with rolling and stuff is a really cool thing to do in the classic games, and that's basically non-existent in episode 1. So yeah, I can understand why people would like not enjoy the physics in this game. However, I still enjoy how this game plays. Like, it functions perfectly fine, and like I said before, I feel that the game's designed relatively well with the physics in mind. So yeah, that's just how I feel. Music's decent. Like, it's not the best, but I think the music's pretty catchy and upbeat enough. And just like I said before, I just feel that Sonic 4 would have been better if it was just a HD collection, like a HD remastering of zones from the old games, and just being like a big full game just from that. Like, it shouldn't have been episodic. But yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts of the game. Decent, not terrible, not really great or anything like that, but it's decent. But you won't really be thinking about this game after you play it. Like I said, once you finish playing this game, you're basically just gonna be like, oh, okay, that was a game, I guess. Moving on. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about this game. But if you guys have any different opinions, like if you guys have different final, or bleh, I can't speak. Seriously, man. If you guys have like different impressions for this game or anything like that, then post them down in the comments, because again, I'd like to hear your feedback and see what you guys have to say about this game. Or like, would you like to see this? Well, would you prefer this to be just a full title? Would you want it to stay Sonic 4, or would you like it to be like a remastering kind of game, like I talked about? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sonic 4 Episode 1 is finished, and well, okay. There's one thing I want to show off, and I haven't, like, I didn't actually show this off for the entire game, but this game actually has a hub world, well, a stage select, I should say, and basically, you can choose between any of the stages from this point. And the reason why I didn't do this is because I just prefer going through stages like the classics, like one by one, and just normally and all that. And also, you can just go from you have to play Splash Hill Act 1 first. Okay, I didn't need to do that. Okay, whatever. Whatchamacallit? When you go to the world map, you can just go from Act 1 from Splash Hill to Act 3 of Mad Gear. You have to play all 3 acts to get to the boss stage, obviously. But you can play any stage at any point, which I guess is a good and bad thing, because you have the freedom, but you have that freedom, but it also kind of it's just kind of a dumb design choice to me. Like, I don't see why you'd want to go from Splash Hill all the way to Mad Gear, the hardest level in the game. Like, that just doesn't really make sense to me. But hey, you don't have to do that, so I can't complain too much. But anyways, though, hope you guys enjoyed Sonic 4 Episode 1, or the Let's Replay Sonic 4 Episode 1, I should say. And I'll see you guys next week for Sonic 4 Episode Metal, and also Sonic 4 Episode 2. But we're gonna do Episode Metal before that, because that serves as a bridge between Episodes 1 and 2. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!